Evans. I'm here to show you two different strategies today. One of them that I want to show you is the ever-ending problem. So a lot of times when we see a problem like this, we will think, oh my gosh, the problem is legitimately never-ending. So what I want to show you is that you don't have to think about all of these numbers. We really just need to go a row or two, a column or two at a time. So as you know, we're going to start in the ones first. So what I'm going to do on my handy dandy tool thing up here, I'm just going to draw a box around these other ones. So I don't want to see them right now. So look, that kind of took some pressure off me. I'm not feeling so pressurized anymore. I'm just going to go this way here. So let's do this together. So I've got 5 minus 2, more on top, no need to stop. So 5 minus 2 is 3. 4 minus 1, again, more on top, no need to stop. So that's going to be 3. Now look over here, I've got 2 on top, but look, my stuff's in the way, so I'm going to go ahead and start just try to take this away here a little bit and see if we can move this guy. Just kidding, I can't. There we go. Okay, so more on top, no need to stop, but look, there's more on the floor, so I've got to go next door. Remember, they are always willing to give to us. So that becomes a 7. I go next door, and this is now a 12. 12 minus 9 is 3. Now, 7 minus 7, you got it, just a 0. All right, again, I need to scoot this over a little bit more because, look, guys, I'm almost done. All right, so I've got 7 minus 7, just did that, it's a 0. 1 minus 2, can I do it? No. So I need to go next door. There's more on the floor. Go next door. Remember, when I mark it off, I immediately put the one less and on top of it if I'm borrowing. Remember, because they're always generous and always want to give. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mark an 11 up here. 11 minus 2 is 9. And then 5 minus 4 is 1. Look at that, guys. We just did a never-ending problem with an easy way of just covering a couple items up so we're not feeling so much pressure. All right, Team Evans, we're back. All right, so I've got some zeros subtracting across the zeros. So what are we going to do here? Let's look. I've got the 1 goes to the 0 and says, hey, can I borrow 1? And the 0 goes, let me go next door, but it's... 0 came next door and said, it's empty. And then that 0 went next door and said, hey, I need major help. Fill me up. I've got nothing. My friend needs to borrow. So the 4 says, absolutely, friend. And now it's not just a 0, but a 10. And for some of us, it's really 100, but that's okay. But we're just going to write a 10 right here because we don't deal with the 1s right now. The 1s are taken care of. So now this 0 can look next door and go, something's there. All right? So the 0 goes next door and says, hey, can I borrow 1? And then it says, yes, you can. Mark it off. It becomes a 9. This is no longer a 0, but it becomes a 10. Now we can do our math problem. Let's do it. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now, if I wanted to check this problem, how would I do that? Do I know? The way I would do it, add the 2 smallest numbers. I've got 400, 121, and 279. Which ones are the 2 smallest? It's 121 and a 279. I could add those up really fast. 1 plus 9 is 10. I carry my 1 over. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 7 is another 10. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 400, 400. My answer is correct. Let's do another one. All right, guys, we've got another one to do. So I've got 801 minus 458. So let's do this one. So the 8 goes to the 1. If you like to tell a story, you can, or you can do more on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door. So this is definitely, we have more on the floor. We go next door and then, So the 0 goes next door and says, help me, hundreds, I need help. And the hundreds say, absolutely, we'll give everything we have if we have to. So the hundreds mark themselves off. We get a 7 above it. Now remember, whenever I borrow, I mark it out and put 1 less above. Always. I don't wait to do it. I don't go back. I do it right then. All right, so this is no longer a 0, but turns into a 10. Now, there's no more emptiness anymore. We've filled it all in with something. So the 1s go to the 10 and say, hey, 10, can we borrow some? And then 10 says, sure, friend. So it's no longer a 10, but a 9. All right, and over here, it turns into an 11 because I just added a 10. 10 plus the 1 equals 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. 9 minus 5 is 4. And last but not least, 7 minus 4 is 3. Now, how do I figure out if my answer's right? I take the 2 smallest numbers. The 2 smallest numbers are 458. And is it 801 or 343? You're right, it's 343. Now let's add these puppies together to see what we get. 8 plus 3 is 11. Carry my 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. Carry my 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 801. 801. My answer is correct. Great job, guys.